FAFO, but also my condolences. But let me just say this. If you try to run over a federal agent, you will get shot. Stop trying to spread this propaganda like ICE did something wrong. Move!
The woman that was shot in Minneapolis by an ICE agent after she blocked those ICE agents' vehicles from driving down the road had every opportunity to avoid what happened. Is it tragic? Absolutely. I pray for the family of the woman that died, for the safety of the ICE agents, but she made a choice. She pulled out and blocked lawful law enforcement from driving down the roadway. She ignored a federal law enforcement officer, when he said, stop the car, get out of the vehicle. She chose to ignore it. She decided to accelerate with the ICE officer in front of the vehicle. The activists here in Minnesota have been actively recruiting average individuals to go out and be what they call observers to the lawful execution of warrants by ICE agents here in Minneapolis. All of this could have been avoided if individuals simply didn't go and obstruct ICE. This isn't hard. It shouldn't be that hard. But unfortunately, because of the Democrat leadership, the radical activists within our own government who continue to portray ICE as being the Gestapo, like Governor Tim Walz says, these individuals have bought into this narrative, to this propaganda, and now somebody has lost their life because of it. It's incredibly tragic. But here's what people need to understand. Here in Minnesota, there have been arrests by ICE agents during all 4 years of when Joe Biden was in office. As much year over year, if not more arrests than what ICE has done in 2025. My point is, during the 4 years of Joe Biden, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry, Governor Tim Walz, Keith Ellison, none of them, the police chief of Minneapolis, none of them complained about what ICE agents were doing in arresting criminals here in Minnesota by the hundreds, if not thousands, over those 4 years here in Minnesota. None of them said a word in the 4 years that Biden was in office. It was only after Trump got inaugurated and ICE operations began again here in Minnesota did any of them complain, criticize, or say anything about what ICE has been doing. None of this was necessary. It's all political theater. And that woman would still be alive today if the activists didn't show up and if Governor Tim Walz, Jacob Fry, Keith Ellison, and the Minneapolis police chief hadn't been promoting the idea that ICE is some authoritarian regime under the Trump administration. It's tragic, but it could have been avoided.
Oh my God, play stupid games, win stupid prize. So as you guys know, in Minneapolis, a lady was on a live. Her name, I'll post it here. On today's episode of Play Stupid Game, Win Stupid Prize, you cannot obstruct an officer's duty. You were feeling like the martyr, and so you were the martyr. You literally died for the cause. You died for the cause. And now you guys want to call it an act of domestic terrorism when that's not the fucking case. She was obstructing an ICE officer's job, their duty in Minnesota. If I did that and they shot me, oh well, to me, because I knew that I shouldn't have been doing that. So I respect her. And again, let's be clear. Do you think that I would see ICE and not advocate for my friends, that are tax-paying, law-abiding citizens? Abso-fucking-lutely. But I would not obstruct justice. That is an obstruction. Bro. And now everybody's on the internet all outraged. Oh my God, oh my God. No, what's outrageous is ICE has a job to do. And nobody was going to feel bad for that agent if he got ran over by that car and passed away. They'd all be like, oh, it was ICE. Keep that same energy. Also, saying that you're outraged about the fraud in Minneapolis, but then obstructing an officer's view because you're mad about $19 billion, but it's not adding up. So you're mad at other people for not abiding by the law, but then you obstruct justice when the law comes in. Which fucking one is it?
That ICE agent that unalived a 37-year-old woman this morning in Minneapolis, Minnesota, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I can't believe people are saying this is an act of domestic terrorism when this woman literally interfered with a federal investigation by using her SUV to block the street so that ICE agents and their vehicles couldn't pass through. When these agents approached her vehicle, they tried opening the door because clearly you're going to have consequences for your actions. She tries to drive off. And when she does that, there's an officer still attached to the door handle. She does an unsafe maneuver during this time where the agent is able to detach from the vehicle, but then she almost hits another ICE officer where he then draws his weapon, and the woman then crashes her car and passes away afterwards. You know, if you were minding your own business, if you didn't interfere with federal investigations, if you were cooperative with federal ICE agents, none of this would have happened. Honestly, be so for real.